So, I'm Jonas, welcome to Sublime Media. This is my recent vinyl finds sort of jazz edition. I'm going to show you the jazz records that I bought the past months and talk a little bit about them before I file them in my collection. That's the routine, that's what I do, and that's why I'm here. Now, subscribe if you haven't. That really helps to spread my videos, to get the music out there. And let's be honest, more people needs this music, so go ahead, do that now. Thank you so much. Before we go into it, cue music. I have my Johan Johansson t-shirt here. I print these myself, so go down to the description and follow the Etsy link, and if you want one for yourself. Yeah, let's get into the records. Yeah, like everyone else in the entire world, I bought this. This is fantastic. This is the complete masters of John Coltrane's Blue Train on Blue Note, the Tone Poet with all its qualities. I mean, I won't talk about this. If you want to dive into this, please just write on the Complete Masters John Coltrane here on YouTube, and you'll find fantastic videos that goes deep into this release. The only thing I can say is I'm super glad that I got this one. It sounds fantastic, and I'm still gonna keep my Liberty press that I have, a pretty early press. Just the collector in me wants to do that, but this sounds better. So yeah. So as you can see, I'm starting with the reissues and then go on to original pressings. This is, I've been on a huge sort of Svart Records binge and bought a lot of the records, especially the reissues, and they do a fantastic work on reissuing stuff. But if you watch my channel and listen to the same music as I do, you already know that. Flowers in the Water with Heikki Sarmanto. I think that's how you pronounce it, with his sextet. He was a piano player in Finland, and this is from the Jyväskylä Arts Festival in Finland, 1969 recorded, and started to get a little bit pricey, and I got this for ordinary price, so on Svart Records. Sounds fantastic. It's a sort of a modal record. You have a pretty big lineup with musicians that I don't really know anything about. Sound quality great. If you're into this sort of Scandinavian 1969 sound, check it out. It's definitely worth it. Another one that people have been talking about so much, but I try to. I don't collect these tone poets. I bought one or two just because I really wanted them on vinyl, but I don't collect the series like I do on the classic series, because I think it's very affordable and you get great sort of classic releases that I don't have in my collection, So and I think that these are a little bit pricey. Here in Sweden I pay like 45 euro maybe for one of these, but you can still find these I found this on Discogs. One guy didn't on Facebook. One guy didn't like it. It wasn't his bag, so I bought it from him for like 20 euro or something like that. So I guess that's how you do finds nowadays. Nowadays, 2022. I mean, yeah. So the all seeing eye. If you want to dive into this release, again, there's a bunch of YouTubers out there that does videos on only the tone poets. So get over there. All I can say is gatefold sleeve, fantastic music. Wayne Shorter, not early Wayne Shorter, but Wayne Shorter at its prime, maybe. Freddie Hubbard as Shorter. Gresham Monshore, that's exactly how you pronounce that, the third. James Balding, Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, and Joe Chambers. This is a fantastic jazz record from Blue Note. I'm actually cheating a little bit because this is part of the Brink collection, but I thought of showing it here in the jazz finds, so a little bit cheating. But this is the John Coltrane and Johnny Hartman. I had never heard this before I played this, and I understand why Lasse bought it, my friend that passed, because it's very mellow, it's very easy to get into, but this is not Coltrane. Not for me, this is not my Coltrane, and I don't think that the musicians on here, like Elvin Jones and more on this, fuck it, I don't think that they really bloom on this one. And that's not, I mean, there's emotions played here, but yeah. So this is a Dole release. The sound quality of this is so-so. I mean, if you stream this by the CD, it's probably the same quality, I guess. But on my equipment, it sounds good on vinyl. I'm gonna keep this. It's gonna be filed in the Coltrane collection until I maybe stumble upon a cheap early pressing of this. So now, for me, getting into the more interesting stuff, collecting wise at least, because these are original pressings or early pressings. I just finished playing this, and I have to say it's one of the most vital records I've heard in a long time. I thought it was brilliant, 1978, and I managed to find this for next to nothing on a thrift store here in my town. I never find anything, and who knew that someone was into Anna Peacock in my town. Extremes, this was released just after I'm the One, which I think is sort of a masterpiece, really. And when you listen to this, I have a hard time deciding if I'm going to file this in the prog section, the rock and pop section, or the jazz section. But I'm the One is filed in the jazz section, so I guess that this has to follow. And sure, it's a jazz rock record in one sense, but this is, compared to I'm the One, in my opinion, more blues oriented. And the musicians on here is just insane. You have a very sort of progressive lineup, and she's a progressive artist, Annette Peacock. So Ronson, Chris Spadding on guitar. You have Bill Bruford on drums, but there's 4 drums on here. So I mean, he didn't get paid for the entire gig, I guess. George Kahn, Dave Chambers on saxophones, and Peter Lemire on keyboards. I can't really say that I know every one of these. This is the white label, not white label promo, but the white label of the Aura release, which indicates that this is a first US press. So now you know that. Super happy to have found this. I don't think that anyone who watches this channel is going to be disappointed when it comes to this record. Check it out. Okay, this next one, 1982. I have had on my want list for a while, and I found this in the wild maybe 6 months ago, something like that. Played it a bunch of times, and it has taken me a while to really dig into it. And now I have to say that this is a fantastic record. But it's taken me a while. This is the Frank Lowe Quintet, Exotic Heartbreak on Soul Note, the Italian, I think, label. As I said, back in 1982. You have Frank Lowe on tenor saxophone, obviously, Butch Morris and Wilbur Morris, Tim Pleasant and Amina Claudine Mayers on piano. Yeah, it's recorded in Milan, or Milano, 1981. It's a free jazz record, but it really swings. So I guess that I don't have much soul note, if any. But if I understand it correctly, you have a little bit of a soulful jazz, and free jazz in this case. So check it out. Maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but I really like it, and I enjoy it now when I played it many times. Okay, so this next one is, I shouldn't say rare record, but it's been on my want list, and I've never seen it for a price that I wanted to pay for it. And I think that I've heard a cut of this and decided to bring it to the want list. I got this for a really good price, but I have to say I'm not convinced. This is a Swedish record. It's Björn Alke Quartet, Fine and Mellow. I can't really sort of get into it. I don't feel that this sort of, it doesn't do anything for me, and I had quite high expectations on Björn Alke. Don't know why really, but yeah. So not all finds are the best music you've ever heard. I think that's the point that I want to make. So I'm gonna sell this again. I think that I can get my money back. So the next one is one that I've also had on my want list for long. This is the first US mono press of this on Atlantic Records, and I just finished it. It's a beautiful record. Beautiful record, and my pal Alan has done an entire sort of 10-minute record review of this. Go and watch his review video. It's much better than anything that I can say. All all that come out from my mouth in comparison to Alan's stuff is just garbage. So go to his channel and check his reviews out. This is the Jimmy Geoffrey 3, the trio that Jimmy Geoffrey had 1957, I think this is from, on the beautiful black and silver Atlantic label. I love that. I love that label. Unfortunately, the grading when I bought this online, the grading was so. I don't know if I'll send it back and wait for another copy, or if I'll I don't know. Yeah, fuck it. Great sort of cool jazz. It's a pretty mellow trio record, and in this case 1957. I don't know how many mint copies are out there, but if there is any pop scratches, noise, background noise stuff, you will hear it, because it's not a loud record at all. Great one, highly recommended. So I'm saving the best for last. There's 3 more to go. This one I showed in my latest, I think my latest Brink collection video, and he had a Dole pressing of this, and the music fantastic, the pressing so okay. In my lap, just like a couple of days after I recorded that video, this fell in my lap, and yeah, fantastic. So glad to have a early, I don't know if I could say original press of this, but a Danish 1960 first press of Blues and Roots by Charles Mingus in fantastic condition. I mean, look at that. I've seen some of these, and I have some of these early Danish pressings, and I have to say that they sound really good, and it looks like the Danish people took care of their records, because I have a Danish first press of Giant Steps by John Coltrane. Sounds fantastic, really nice condition. So feels a little bit like this is the same sort of a category. Great one, and I don't have to talk about the music, I guess, because the music is fantastic. The lineup here: Jackie McLean, John Handy, Booker Irvin, Pepper Adams, Jimmy Knepper, Willie Dennis, Horace Parlan, and Mal Wardron. Danny Richmond also on drums. Enough said. So this next one is one that's been on my want list since I started collecting jazz, really, and I was so pleased to find locally, actually, a great copy of this. I mean, this goes for €100+, and I found it for, I think I paid like 35 or 40 euro for this in great condition. This is the first record of 3 that Staffan Abelén recorded. This is the last one. I think that he only put out 3. I have 3 on my want list anyway. But I have the Japanese reissue of the other 2. No, the first one. Never mind. This is Sweet Alva, and he has different quintets playing on this one. You have Björn Alke, Lasse Fernlöv, Tommy Koverhult, Bertil Lövgren, Red Mitchell, Björn Netz, Fredrik Norén. Yeah, I think that was the different sort of musicians on this one. Great. I mean, great jazz from the 70s here in Sweden. One of the pillars, I should say, of releases from the 70s. On Odeon, which also, I think that Gunnar Lindqvist was the producer. I don't know if he produced this. No, I don't think so. But he produced like GL Unit, for instance, on the same label, and they also released Doris, Did You Give the World Some Love Today, Babe, and stuff like that. So a highly sort of creative label back in the day, released many classic records, and I'm so glad to have that in my collection now. Fantastic. I don't know if you remember, but maybe 9 months ago, a year ago, something like that, I bought a pretty nice jazz collection, and one of the keepers in there was this one, and it was unfortunately without cover. This is the Art Blake in the Jazz Messengers, Meet Me at the Jazz Corner of the World Volume 1, and this is the stereo release of that. The vinyl was in pretty nice condition, and I've been hunting I've been out searching for a cover for this. But what is the odds of finding just a cover and not a record in, or a cover that is in great condition, but but with a trashed record for a decent amount of money? I mean, this is a rare as Blue Note record. So I was super pleased to find in another collection that I bought. I think so anyway. This one, Meet You at the Jazz Corner of the World, Art Blake and Jazz Messengers, Volume 1, stereo press. So in pretty nice condition also. So now I have this one in stereo and in mono. So I have put them together, and now I have the artwork sort of for Volume 1. So both of these are a keeper, and to me it's like the perfect sort of match. The set is complete in my opinion. So I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the record that I showed. If you have any questions or comments or whatever, just put them down below and I'll answer them as soon as I can. And until next time, have a great day everyone.